Okay, so now that I've spent a couple minutes here looking at the manual, looked at their diagram, exploded diagram there. You're not really going to be able to see any detail on camera, but I'm going to probably try and scan that in and to the computer and upload it online so you guys can see what's going on. A couple things I noticed in particular. I was looking for where the hop-up was and how to adjust it. And right off the bat, I noticed that at least in the on the diagram there in the manual, it looks like it's a Marui VSR high kappa style magazine and inner barrel. I haven't actually taken the gun down apart that far, but the diagram, I mean, it looks like that's what's going on. And if that's the case, then that's pretty sweet, because that obviously will give you some options for upgradability. Replacing the hop-up, it would be easy, because Marui, those VSR style hop-ups are pretty easy to get. The 9-ball hop-up rubber is probably, if you can use one of those in this gun, I would imagine that it'd probably make it pretty popular as far as upgradability is concerned, because let's just be honest, that's what we all like doing. I mean, most of us anyway. I know I like taking the guns apart and horsing around with them, trying to make them shoot better, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But anyway, one thing also is, luckily, I have a pretty good knowledge of taking apart M14s from all the M14 AEGs I've owned and messed around with. So taking this thing down was pretty much the same procedure. One thing I did want to point out, though, in an AEG, you've got the butt plate here that flips open, and the little trap door here that opens up, and you put your battery in there. However, when I open this one up, it's just a storage space, and they included their speed loader and a baby tiny Allen wrench here, and then a replacement spring for the magazine feed thing, whatever you call it. I don't know. Doesn't matter really. So, well, it kind of does matter, but still, I don't know what it is. So that was cool. Now, at first, because of the bitter experience I had with the gas blowback SCAR speed loader, I was a little more than uninterested in seeing this thing, but I noticed right off the bat that it's got a different terminal to it that you put on the magazine, and so I thought, well, maybe they changed a few things around and made some improvements, as they have been known to do. They're pretty good. One of the things I really like about WE and James Chan is that they seem to really listen to the market. At least they try to the best of their, sometimes when you're running a business, you can't do everything because it doesn't make business sense. But in this case, it looks like they have solved a few of the issues that I had with, or the complaints I had with the original speed loader. One, if you'll notice, on the original, this hole right there, there's like an O-ring in this one, so it keeps the BBs in there. Whereas the other one, if you held it like that, the BBs would fall out, so it was really difficult to keep the BBs in the speed loader. This one seems to have solved that problem there. So I found that in the storage compartment, so if you guys pick up one of these things, check that thing, because it'll have goodies in it. Now, as far as the disassembly goes, I was going to try and do it for you, walk you through it here on camera, assuming I can get a good view of it. So let me go back here, set this thing up like so, get some zoom. and I will do my best to keep things visible for you, and I'll probably give you a recap on the blog and writing with some pictures later, so you can you'll have that. Watch your head. Obviously you want to take the mag out. Just a little demonstration for you. It is a lot easier than the other one. Best technique to use is there's a little lip here on the speed loader that goes on the front side, and it kind of sits at an angle, you can see, and you want to take the rubber band off. And this thing is the plunger or whatever, I don't know what you call it, but put your BBs in here first, and then let's get a few more in there. Get about 15 at a time in here, and line up the plunger and just basically push them down, and that's it. It's pretty easy. It's a hell of a lot easier than the SCAR was to load, so that helps. So there's that. We'll get to that later. Just like the other M14s, the AEGs are concerned, you take the trigger piece off here. Just looking at this thing, it's all looks like all metal parts. Got the looks like the hammer or the valve knocker. Flips up there. It's got a pretty heavy spring in it, which is good. So that's pretty good. Looks good there. One thing that's a little different on this one is there's a down here, there's a little screw, spring-loaded screw with a little bar in there that you have to pop out, a little rod. It doesn't take a lot of force, but just kind of tap it out there. And that needs to come out. I like to use little pliers here. Pull it out. It comes out like that. And be careful when you take the rod out of there, because it is spring loaded and the spring will pop out as well as the screw, and if you're not paying attention it drops on the floor, you might lose it. Well, now you can see that we're ready to take this thing apart. This front section here all slides out just like that. There's a little tension piece here. Take that off, and then the body just comes right off. Perfect, really easy. So there's that. Now, the big question for me was, how do I get to the hop? Where is the hop up, and how do I get to it? And basically, better if I get you a better view of it here. Basically, the hop up is, if the camera can focus, is this piece here. There's a you can kind of see it's the well, you can't really see it on the camera, but there's a little dial here that's got some ridges that if the spring was out of the way, recoil spring here, you could use it, twist it by hand. And at first I was like, well, how am I supposed to get to that? You know, because this recoil spring guide is locked in there. There's a screw that you got to get loose, and it takes a really tiny Allen wrench, and takes one that's even smaller than this one. So I was like, well, what is this for? And then I saw that there's a you use it right here, and you can adjust the hop up like that using this little Allen wrench here. And actually the easiest way to do it is this piece just kind of pops off, and you can get it out of the way there, and then you can get in there And one thing I noticed that was also pretty cool is it's got a this is terrible camera work here, my apologies. It has spring-loaded stopper on it so that it clicks. I don't know if you can hear that, but like the Marui M14s, for example, that have that feature, which is, I think, one of the reasons it's a very popular hop-up, one of the better, if not best, AEG hop-ups out there. So it looks like the WE rifle here has something very similar to that. And also, I wanted to point out on the manual here, as far as the hop-up, it looks like the hop-up arm itself looks exactly like a high kappa hop-up arm. So that kind of the, I don't think it's called the V-hop, I think that's the VSR, but it looks just like the high kappa gas blowback pistol hop-up arm. So again, I'm seeing some very good potential here for upgradability and accuracy tuning, because it's kind of general knowledge that right out of the box, most airsoft guns just don't come very accurate, and you really got to get into them, kind of tune them up, tweak them out a little bit to get them shooting at a respectable level of accuracy. So anyway, that's where the hop-up is. That's how you get to it. I really don't know if there's an easier way to do it at the moment, but if I figure that out, I'll let you